Wow. Now, I gotta say, I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. Wow. You didn't see that coming? No, I did not see that coming. Supergirl trailer receives more backlash in 24 hours than Superman did in 6 months. Well, let's take a look at this and find out exactly what they're talking about here. According to Cosmic Book News, the backlash for Supergirl trailer has been more severe in its first 24 hours on YouTube than the Superman trailer received in its first 6 months. Keen-eyed viewers of the Supergirl trailer noticed that while Superman was celebrated for saving a town, all she'd done was rescue some cats. Now, it seems she's failing to measure up in another more quantifiable way. From its opening shot of the Supergirl's trailer, Crypto urinating on a picture of Superman, to the drunk and dour Supergirl herself, the trailer has generated discussion. 7 days after the trailer's release, like I said, has generated discussion. Oh, has it? 7 days after the trailer's release, it had 21 million views, with 373,828 likes to an estimated 43,323 dislikes. Now, for some of you want to know, well, how do you see the likes and dislikes? Chrome browser has an extension that it gives you an estimate of what the likes to dislikes are. And I got to tell you, I've tried it on my channel to see and it's relatively accurate. It's pretty accurate. So when you see people talk about this, they're telling you the truth. Okay, it's very much accurate. Roughly 1 in 8 reactions being negative doesn't necessarily spell disaster for Supergirl or future projects in what producer James Gunn has called the Superman saga. But the backlash for Supergirl trailer may be a point of concern for the studio, with only one other film in the DC universe. For comparison, executives at Warner Bros. Are likely taking these numbers very seriously. Well, I mean, the movie Superman was divisive, so if you're going to follow that tone, then this would be divisive also. So they knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. Any backlash that was coming, they knew it was coming. And if they didn't know it was coming, they might want to rethink their positions. But I think they knew. The trailer for last summer's Superman has been on YouTube since May 14th, 2025. It was currently has 36 million views, 578,619 likes. 578,619 likes, and an estimated 21,180 dislikes. Unfortunately, the movie was another casualty of a lukewarm summer. The final worldwide box office total for the film was around 616 million, and many noted that while it was a respectable performance, it was likely far from the success Warner Bros. Hoped it would. Yeah, you know they wanted it to be a bigger success than that. And I got to tell you, with as many people as I saw that actually liked the goofy Superman, it makes sense to me now that with the goofy, campy, stupid, silly sneak peek of Street Fighter, why so many people like it. It's also divided the fans. I've seen videos, but there's people that I respect, just like with Superman, that actually enjoyed that trailer. So, you could call me a super fan of Street Fighter because, when Street Fighter 2 came out, that it was such a phenomenon. And everything I could get my hands on, I watched or read. Anything that was lore, everything from the strategy guides, but to give you lore and moves and strategy, of course. But, the cartoons, the anime, the comic books, everything that I could think of. As a matter of fact, because I'm such a huge fan of the original Street Fighter story, all the way through Alpha to Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4, you know. Street Fighter 3's story doesn't really work for me like that. It's mainly the Street Fighter 2 and Alpha that are really the storylines that I really like. But I ordered all the Udon comics that I could. Spent a lot of money on big hard book graphic novel versions, you know, where I can read them all. Yeah, because I didn't know about a lot of them. I had seen screenshots from time to time about certain things. And I was like, I'm going to have to get those comics one of these days. Yeah. So anyway, Superman had benefit of launching a new comic book universe from James Gunn since the film's release. The DCU has been expanded on TV with the second season of the extremely mature Peacemaker. Yeah. Series on HBO Max. The show proved divisive and experienced a significant drop-off. Yes, it did, in viewership as the season progressed. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they ended it if they weren't going to continue. Unless he's going to connect it somewhere in the future in a movie. Because I still like the Peacemaker character. And I'm like, to end it like that really bothered me. If Supergirl continues on the same trajectory, as indicated by the swift accumulation of dislikes on the trailer, Gunn and Warner Bros. May need to course correct. They've been needed to course correct right after that Superman movie. Many, if not most fans, are aware that the movie is based on comic writer Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow series. The Supergirl in the source material, as suggested by the trailer, is embittered because, in the words of Gunn, she watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. You know, I find that interesting that they're so, you know, it's divisive. And Batman v Superman in particular was divisive to a certain level with fans, right? That Injustice Superman has been ripped apart by the fans. And if you read Injustice, you know why he became like that. It's quite fair in that storyline for him to snap at that point because of everything he's endured. And then at that point, you just think about all the Superman comics up until there. And then for him to snap like that, it actually makes sense. He didn't have to take that route, but he did. And it's understandable why he took that route. Now, as you go on in it, there's certain points, it's funny because I'm like with him. It's like when I was reading Justice, I was with him all the way to a certain point. I forgot what the point was, but I think it was somewhere around the time he got the Yellow Lantern ring. It was somewhere around that point, I think. I was just like, okay, man, now, all right, you're going too far. But I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was something with Alfred. I can't remember because I only read it once and I read it a while ago. But it's funny how they'll condemn that Superman, and that was in the comics. But now they're willing to just with open arms accept a flawed Supergirl because of what she's been through. You have a broken Superman that went through something that's darker, and you have a broken Supergirl that went through something that's darker. You know what I'm saying? They pick and choose what they want. They pick and choose what they want. Now, see, with me, while I don't like this type of Supergirl, I'm willing to take a look at it. Even though I already don't like it, I'm willing to take a look at it. Because you can see even in the trailer, there's a point where she looks bright and shiny and happy. So there's going to be an arc in this movie. I just hope the movie's good because the trailer's bad. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at Zack Snyder's original plan, there was an arc for Superman, but they never let him finish it. to where he went through a troubled period of being accepted by humans and them being afraid of him and fearful and him not knowing what to do, to eventually being the bright and shiny, but we never got a chance to see it. Because there's too much studio interference and fear in trying to catch up to Marvel when you started the race years later, which is just one of the stupidest things I could ever, with a company that's made some of the greatest movies ever, for you to make those stupid decisions. Well, Supergirl was directed by Craig Gillespie, from a screenplay by first-time writer Anna, I can't pronounce that. Some fans felt Gunn's influence was over. Well, yeah, you can see it everywhere. You can see it everywhere. So it is what it is. Fans got a problem with it, and I understand it, and I get it, and I know all y'all understand it. And my phone has been going off. Who in the hell is sending me stuff? Scarlo sending me a bunch of stuff on Instagram. Everyone's got that pool of friends that they send stuff to on Instagram, you know. If you're on that pool for me, you're a special person. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this. Does this backlash? Does it surprise you or not surprise you? 10 million subscribers.